God bless everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Apologies if I sound a little bit sick, but I'm just fighting a head cold. I just wanted to put together a quick little video on some news that's just come to light regarding Hillsong. And it looks as though Brian Houston is stepping down from leadership of Hillsong Church. This article on Christianity Today says that he and his wife, Bobby, are transitioning away from the current roles to make way for younger leaders to lead the church, both in Australia and around the world. The lead pastors of Hillsong Church London, Gary and Kathy Clark, will take over the Houston's roles, the Christian Post reported. Now, from the outset, that appears innocent and innocuous, but given what's been going on with Hillsong Church in the last couple of weeks, it is fairly obvious that they're running for it. Brian goes on to say, I've been doing a lot of soul searching, praying and thinking about the future and the way ahead, what life looks like for a church moving forward. This is all just new speak for we're in trouble and I'm jumping ship. He says we've globally grown so rapidly, and it's been really a time when what has become clear is we need to put a whole lot more structure into what we're doing globally. Now, you might think that I'm being judgmental, and saying things that aren't necessarily true, but this article does cite some problems that Hillsong have been facing here. The church has been facing several scandals, including a former pastor's sexual misconduct. That's Carl Lentz, okay, and using tithes on lavish lifestyles in its New York branch, defective housing units in Australia, rent issues in Connecticut, and another controversy involving a pastor's daughter with the Hillsong staff. And now it then goes on. Brian's announcement follows the completion of the investigation of Hillsong East Coast under Carl Lentz. The investigation's findings are expected to result in significant structural changes, the New York Times writer Ruth Graham retweeted. And the tweet's here. Hillsong founder Brian Houston tells church members by email that the law firm it hired to investigate Hillsong East Coast under former pastor Carl Lentz has completed its investigation and to expect significant structural changes. So the writing's on the wall there. I would say in the light of what's been happening with Ravi Zacharias and the way in which that investigation was handled in terms of employing an independent company to do a thorough forensic digital investigation on the company. Hillsong's going down the same path, and it wouldn't surprise me if they start to have some of these stories coming out of the woodwork, and it looks like there's going to be a few people jumping ship. So there's a couple of articles here. All right, so there's an article here. Hillsong facing lawsuits over unpaid rent, subpar housing project. Hillsong Church faces lawsuits in some of its locations over non-payment of rent issues, defective housing units, as well as allegations of ungodly behaviour. The Wall Street Theatre Company, the leaseor of the venue Hillsong Church's brand in Connecticut uses, is suing the religious institution for more than $100,000 over allegations of unpaid rent, stealing of a venue property, and carrying out actions that are immoral, oppressive, and unscrupulous. That's a very interesting article. There's another one here. Former Hillsong members say church pastors use tithes on luxurious lifestyles. That wouldn't surprise me in the least. I mean, look at that. Can you tell from that photo whether that is an AC/DC concert or a Hillsong worship service? You can't. Hillsong Church pastors are faced with accusations of financial abuse by its former members and pastor, alleging that they are using the tithe money to fund lavish lifestyles. Just months after former pastor Carl Lentz was fired due to sexual misconduct controversy, former church members and a pastor revealed that many of Hillsong's New York City pastors often spent tithe money on things like designer clothes, weekly manicures, expensive restaurant meals, and living in an expensive high-rise building in Brooklyn. I'll put all the links to these articles in the post. I don't intend to go into these in details. They're just wanted to provide a little bit of background to some of the comments that I made regarding there being other reasons for Brian Houston leaving the church. I'll put all these links in the articles, but it is a very interesting and sad development. Um, and I think now more than ever, we really do need to pray for Hillsong Church, pray for all of those people that are in the church, all of the pastors, all of the youth that are involved in that ministry. I don't follow Hillsong. I don't listen to any of their music anymore. When I realised that Hillsong follow or preach a more, well, basically they preach the prosperity gospel and name it and claim it. You know, I mean, Brian Houston wrote a book called You Need More Money. When I really started to do my research on the theology of Hillsong Church, I did away with a lot of their music. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be praying for them, because there are good Christian people in those churches that are deceived, and we should be praying that that the Lord leads them out, that they seek the Lord, they seek the truth, and they come out of those churches. So just a quick little video. I'll put the links in. God bless, and I'll see you all on the next one.